Isaiah Thomas is truly something else. What's going on, y'all? 5 Sports Todd back at it with another video, talking some NBA, talking NBA playoffs, and really talking about Isaiah Thomas because he is forcing us to put himself in the conversation as one of the best players in the NBA. 53-point performance, second most points in Celtics playoff history. Guys, there's only been a handful of players in NBA playoff history who have scored 50 points in a playoff game. LeBron James hasn't even scored 50 in a playoff game. He scored 49, but he didn't score 50. Isaiah Thomas had 53. Willed the Celtics back to victory in an overtime game against the Wizards, and it really got me thinking. So Isaiah Thomas is, of course, having a historic season. He's probably going to be 4th or 5th in the MVP voting. He's not going to win because Russell Westbrook had a ridiculous year. But point being is, has Isaiah Thomas proven to us, and more importantly, to the Celtics, that he is a franchise player? Now, it sounds dumb at first. Of course, he's their best player, so he should be considered a franchise player. No, what I am trying to say is, has he proven that you can build around him? Okay, so Isaiah Thomas's contract is up after next season, in which he will probably be eligible for a contract in that $30 million range. So what Mike Conley got paid, you're probably going to pay Isaiah Thomas that. But here's the question: should you pay him that? And again, the long-term goal here is, can you build around Isaiah Thomas and make him the centerpiece of your rebuild? Now, we all know the biggest knock on Isaiah is the height thing. 5'9", that's all he is. That's pretty ridiculous. This league is dominated by giants. When you go down low, you're surrounded by trees in the paint, and to be able to dominate, you need to have height. There's been very few times in the NBA where a player under 6 feet has won titles, has led his franchise, and been the best player in the league. I mean, Allen Iverson comes to mind, but if we're giving him the 6-foot stature, we're talking under 6 feet. It's a lot of Muggsy Bozes, Earl Boykins, a lot of guys like that who had flashes but were nowhere close to being franchise players. And Isaiah Thomas, who's 5'9", is doing what he's doing. That's pretty ridiculous to me. So first and foremost, the height thing is obviously there. But should that be a deterrent? If he's proving to you right now, and he averaged 29 points per game this season, 3rd in the NBA in scoring. That scoring is not a problem for him. That's what he is best at. In fact, defending is the real issue for Isaiah Thomas, and I will get to that in a second. But if he's proving to you that he can score at will, the height is not an issue, then really, I mean, is that an issue here? You might throw at me and say, what if LeBron locks him down in a playoff game? Well, that's where the part comes, is you got to surround him with other talent. Of course, he can't do it by himself, but point being is, scoring is not the issue. His height, he has proven, it's not the issue. Now let's move to defense. Okay, this is his biggest deterrent. This is his biggest weakness. Isaiah Thomas had one of the worst defensive ratings in the NBA in the regular season, and he continues to be a porous defender. The Celtics even sub him out late in games when they need to go and defend. And here's the thing, it's nothing new. It's nothing new, folks. There's been a lot of bad defenders who are stars in the NBA. NBA is notorious for being a league where, you know, stars really don't defend unless they want to. This is where Isaiah Thomas's size does hurt him a little bit, okay? Because again, he doesn't have a lot of, you know, body to defend. He's only 5'9". But Dirk won a title, and he's never been much of a defender. There's been guys, Steve Nash won 2 MVPs, and he was never a good defender. So there have been plenty of guys who have been great offensively, absolutely porous defensively, but were still cornerstones and franchise players for their respective franchises. So with that being said, let's get back to the issue here then. Is Isaiah Thomas that franchise player? I believe he is. In the NBA, sometimes you get lucky. That is how people win championships. Sometimes that is how people fall into having a great team. Sometimes the Celtics got Isaiah Thomas and were lucky to get him because he was drafted 60th overall, traded by the Kings, traded by the Suns. Celtics traded for him, not even knowing his potential. And if they tell you that, they're lying to you. They thought he was going to be a 6-man or a good scorer off the bench. Clearly not the case. And they lucked into a guy who was a lot better than they thought. And when you when guys fall into your lap, a 29 point per game score falls into your lap, you take advantage of that. You build around him. So I believe the Celtics should make this commitment to Isaiah Thomas because, like I said, what are you going to do? Are you going to start a rebuild again? I mean, are you going to hopefully draft Lonzo Ball and build around him? Again, like I said, you don't get a lot of these guys in the NBA, and when you get lucky, you build around them, you maximize them. Even if it means winning that one championship like Dirk did, okay? That's still one more title than you had before. So do I think Isaiah Thomas is the perennial every year franchise player that can help you win a championship? No. I think he'll get lucky like a Dirk and he could have a serious run and maybe win you one title. But even that would be very hard. Steve Nash didn't even win a championship. That's not guaranteed here. The point being is, can you be a franchise player? And I think Isaiah Thomas is fully capable of that. Now, would I take him over a lot of these other players? Of course not. I'm still taking Russ. I'm still taking Harden, KD, LeBron, Kawhi, and et cetera, et cetera. But again, if the Celtics feel like he can be that franchise player, then I am 100% on board with them. Let me know what you guys think. Is Isaiah Thomas a franchise player? Can the Celtics build around him? My answer is a resounding yes. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.